Puss in Boots, adapted from Charles Perrault's fairy tale. John, the baker's son, had two problems. One, he was poor, and two, he hated cats. And that was exactly what his father had left him. No money, just a cat. And not a common cat, but one who wore boots, clothes, and on top of that, one who talked. One day, fed up with the animal, John grabbed him by the neck to throw him into the street. But the cat resisted. "Hey!" he shouted. "You can't throw a nice and useful companion like me into the street." "Useful for what, sleepyhead?" asked John. "To get you anything you wish." "Oh, yeah? Well, what I wish," answered John, "is to have a date with the king's beautiful daughter." "Done," said the cat. "But of course, in exchange, you'll have to let me live with you." "If you can do that, you live with me, and I'll let you sharpen your nails on my furniture," John promised. The cat left, trying to find a way to make the princess accept a date with the poor boy. "I have to make her believe he is an important man," he thought. "He needs a new name. I know, Marquis of Carabas. Any girl would accept someone with a name like that. But a marquis without a palace, or money, or fine clothes?" the cat wondered. Suddenly he heard a shout. "Stop!" And at that moment, 3 guards armed with swords surrounded him. "You've invaded the ogre Maloga's lands. I have to turn you in to him," said the chief. And they took him away. When the ogre saw him, he licked his lips. "Cat! Delicious grilled cat! I want to eat him now!" But that cat was cunning, and he already had a plan. "Sir," he said, "I heard you are the king of the ogres, and with your magic you can become smaller than a flea. Is that true?" Immediately, to show his powers, the ogre turned smaller than a flea. Then the cat snatched him and put him in a little perfume flask that he had in his pocket. "The ogre will never get out of here," he said to the guards, who looked at him terrified, and continued. "From now on, your master is the Marquis of Carabas. Come with me to swear loyalty to him." Escorted by the men, the cat went back home and told John everything. "Don't forget your new name," the cat recommended. "What was it? Marquis of what?" John asked. "Of Carabas. Remember that if you want to win the princess's heart." "Now I have to go on working," the cat said. And he went to tell everyone that his master, the Marquis of Carabas, had caught the ogre. He also made the young man to take a bath, comb his hair, and wear new clothes, so that nobody would doubt his nobility. The news that the Marquis of Carabas had beaten the ogre soon reached the royal palace. "He alone was able to beat the ogre that no knight could? And who is this Marquis? I have to meet him," the king said, and he sent his guards to bring him. John was trembling when they took him to the palace. What would happen to him if they found out it was his cat that had beaten the ogre, and there was no way he was a marquis? The king insisted that he tell every detail of how he had caught Maloga, until John couldn't lie anymore and told him the truth. "I just want to die and hide myself in a hole," thought the king. "I've been tricked like a fool. If the other kings and my subjects know, they'll laugh at me." Then he noticed that his daughter couldn't stop staring at John. She had fallen in love with the fake Marquis of Carabas at first sight. "I need to find a way out," the king said to himself, and then suggested to John, "What if we forget what you've just confessed? All right, you haven't beaten the ogre, nor are you a marquis, but only you and I know that." When she got close to John, the princess asked at once, "Do you have a girlfriend?" The king scratched his beard and continued, "The truth is that your cat deserves a prize for catching the ogre, but a king, you know, can't reward a cat. Since you are his master, the reward will be for you. I name you the Marquis of Carabas, and you live in my palace." Sometime later, the princess and John got married. The cat was the best man, and all the female cats in the kingdom were crazy about him, as he was so handsome with his boots. John kept his promise every day. The cat could sharpen his nails on the palace furniture. Not even the king's throne was saved.